Welcome back to City Girls with Country Roots. Today I'm going to show you like an example of when your plant is too big for the pot that it's been put in. Okay? Yeah, let's go with that. So, of course, you all know that we have a community garden and all that good stuff. And a lot of times we belong to community gardens and allotments. I did a segment on this in another video. That a lot of times that they will take and sometimes get free plants from other gardeners, or sometimes even garden centers will donate. And this has been one of these cases. So I figured I would kind of show you some of the plants that we have gotten from there. Like I got this beautiful, another tomato plant. I said in another video I was telling you all about my tomato plants I do have planted out at one of the community gardens that we got from there. And I even brought some home and planted them here because they had duplicates. Like I got this pea plant, and those are some squash plants, sage, and that should be, hold on, because I already called it wrong. Parsley is what that is. And now these are my plants, which I will be planting. Yes, they look a hot mess. Yes, they look leggy, but believe it or not, this should be, yeah, that's cabbage still. It'll be fine. I can drop it into the ground, which I will plant it down about there. It will spring up the same way those cabbages did in my other video that I had out. But like this one right here, God bless his heart. This is called a red beefsteak, which I was really surprised to see that out there to be given away. But you see all the work I'm going to have to do to that plant to get it. But the main thing of this video is when you got stuff planted and it's in a pot too small. Let's just go with that. So according to this is a Black Prince heirloom tomato. It's interdeterminate. See that? Interdeterminate. The key rule right here, whenever you find a plant that is interdeterminate, right there you know it's going to be a mighty big plant, okay? Normally, because this one should be, which one is this one? This is a Cherokee purple. Once again, it too is a interdeterminate. That means that those things grow mighty big. They need to be staked. So I don't know if you can see the wonderful size of the pots that they're in. So I'm gonna say these are no more than about a 3-gallon pot, okay? For that. Right there, I can tell you right there, that's a no. These plants here, because I've definitely grown Cherokee purple. I've never grown Black Prince. But I can tell you right now, the very smallest plant, a pot that you should even consider putting that in is a 5-gallon. Literally. So you're talking something like my Menards bucket right here. That would be basically big enough to grow that plant. Now, will it grow as big as it would be in the ground? No, it will not. I can tell you that now. But it does give it room for the roots. It does give it room to produce. In this particular case, I am going to take this, and we're on one of my videos, as y'all know, I hadn't had a chance yet to do my in-ground part. But what I'm going to do is this is definitely going to be one of the tomatoes that I'm going to plant in-ground. It will go through some transplant shop, because as you can see right here, it's trying to make tomatoes. Ooh, what's this? Little white flies? Okay, I need to get that off of there. Leave you a little neem oil for that. But what I'm going to do is I'm taking off these buds. And you'll probably be like, girl, why are you doing that? One, this plant is too little to produce the size tomatoes that I know that it can make. I mean, this makes beautiful sized tomatoes. I've grown it for years. My plants normally grow to be at least 6 feet tall, maybe 8. One year I knew they grew to be about 9. Yeah, that's the year before the strawberry plant box took over. But the thing is, even last year, they was at least about 6.5, 7 feet tall. And I planted them in ground. So the thing is, this is something that you want to correct. Like, you see this poor thing right here? It has tomatoes on it, but they're not going to get any size because this plant has no room to truly grow. And even though it's got nice little drainage holes, I bet you when I go to take this out of here, the roots would just be wrapped around in here because it is starving to get out. Yeah, and this says bury 2/3 of the plant. So that means when I go to bury this plant, I'm going to take off all of these roots right here. Like this has got to go. All these stems will go. Those little tomatoes will go. And I'm going to plant it in the ground. And it says it needs full sun. And it matures in 70 to 90 days. So that's another thing to know. That when you're looking at the fact that this is a plant that matures in 70 to 90 days, it's going to be a big plant. So this bucket is not going to do. So make sure, like, if you're buying your plants, and even if you're getting them from seeds, what kind are you back here? Let's see. It just tells me green plastic. I have no idea what type of plant that is, but I know it's probably, I'm not going to say that it's a brandywine. I'm going to let it grow out and see what it is. But the reason why I know that it's probably like close to the brandywine family, because it has potato leaves. This is like what potato leaves look like for a tomato plant and everything. So I know it's going to be like a beefsteak type of tomato. I can already tell you that, just because look at the size of those leaves. And even though these leaves right here are small, in which I'm going to hit this bad boy with some fish and some of my vermicera worm casting and some of my own fertilizer that I make up, because when I go to plant it in the hole, I'm definitely going to put like a heaping ton of my fertilizer in that hole with it, probably with a little extra chicken manure. And I will water that hole in before I even put that plant in there with fish to help take away some of the shock that comes with doing a transplant, and especially one this big, and go ahead and get it staked up. So the way these tomatoes can have their full life potential. Am I going to transfer that one? I don't know, but I do know one thing. I am going to feed it and doctor it up. And so, because I got these free from the community garden, so I can't complain too much, because I mean, probably to buy just this one here at your big box store, they probably want about $6 for it. So I'm just going to treat it, trim it up, give it the life that it deserves. And so, because it's kind of too big to keep messing with this root system, and which I'm going to be taking a chance when I even mess with this root system to do that. But to me, it's worth it, considering the size pot that they're in. They need to be, it needs to be done. Excuse me, y'all. It needs to be done so that they have their best chances of survival. Yeah, oh, I even got some eggplant. That's back there too. I'm sorry. Squirrel moment. But yeah, but I thought I would just jump on here and make a quick video and say, when you're definitely dealing with tomatoes that are interdeterminate, know that those will be big plants, okay? Very smallest thing, a 5-gallon bucket, okay, to plant it up. Now, if it's a determinate tomato, yeah, you definitely could do your little 5-gallon, and you know, because it's usually just going to be bushy and everything. Normally, it's just going to be, you know, bushy, and you don't worry too much about it. You don't even really worry about trimming off suckers. You don't have to worry about usually trimming off too many of the bottom leaves, because it's not going to do like how interdeterminate tomato would do. Like these interdeterminate, when gone found in the wild, they just sprawl across the floor of like the jungles and different things like that. And even like this, we train them as, you know, people, we train them to grow up stakes and stuff, and that's why they can grow to be 6, 7, 8, 9 feet, because if they was left to their own devices, they would sprawl out and just sprawl all over and everything. So I will definitely be doing that for them. But I said, if it's interdeterminate, just know that bare minimum 5-gallon bucket, 5-gallon grow bag, kind of like a little bit the bigger the better. You know, if you get one of those big 20 gallons, you probably could put at least 2 of them in there, you know, just space them out in a grow bag, and you probably grow 2 of them in there. But they're definitely going to need support, as you can tell, because these poor things are leaning, because they haven't had any support. They haven't had all that good loving. Now, the one thing I could grow in here, like I grew last year, and I grew my little 1-gallon and 3-gallon box, is like these cherry tomatoes that are called like tiny Tims. I want to say they're tiny Tims. Tomatoes. It might be tiny Toms. I think it's actually both, because there's also a Tom Thumb, but I think he is a pea. But anyway, he's a bush pea, so you can grow him too. Those can be grown in buckets this size and be just fine, because they don't get any bigger than that. I mean, literally, they get no bigger. The plant gets no bigger than about like, let's say about here on average. And they produce, and then they quit. And you can usually plant them about 2-3 times. So That's the thing. They will grow fine in something that size, but something like this, no. But hey, I'm going to do what I do best, which is rescue and revive and resave and everything. So, but yeah, I thought I'd just make this quick video to kind of give you a heads up. If you see something like this, especially if you're getting it for free, just know what you're getting and know what you might have to do in order to get the best fruits out of it and everything. So don't forget, to hit that bell for notification. Don't forget to also, share my channel, like this video, leave me comments, just different things. I'm trying to do my best to grow my channel. I'm trying to get better with making more posts. But anywho, this is City Girl with Country Roots. Be sure to follow me on Facebook and Instagram. All right, guys, take care and have a wonderful day. All right, bye.